Hi, my name is Dr. Natalie Candela. I'm a hypnotherapist and a transformation coach. Welcome to my channel. You're about to listen to a recording of one of my regression sessions. Enjoy. I want you to tell me the very first thing that you see below you, or the very first impression that you have as you come back to the surface.
It's hot. There's sand everywhere. Not a lot of trees that I can see, or greenery.
Do you see some trees?
No.
Okay, so just the sand.
There's like stone buildings. It kind of looks like a market.
You see any people around?
Yes. It's busy.
What do they look like?
They're brown. I can't really see features. I just know that they're there.
Do you see what they're wearing?
Long robes, almost like in Aladdin, like that cartoon.
So I'd like you to bring your attention back to yourself, and I want you to look down at where your feet are and tell me what you're wearing on your feet.
I don't have any shoes.
So you're barefoot?
Yeah.
And now bring your attention up to your body and tell me what you're wearing on your body.
To me, it looks like a robe. Like a long... There's some gold in it. There's some white in it. There's something around my ankle. I think maybe jewelry.
Just bring your attention to it as though you'll zoom in and it'll become clearer to you.
It looks like jewelry, like a bracelet, anklet.
Do you have any other jewelry or anything else other than the anklet and the robe?
Bracelets, like a collection of them on both wrists. They're kind of loud, heavy.
And are you in a male or female body?
And it feels like a female.
Okay, young or old?
Young.
About what age?
16.
Okay, are you healthy?
Yes.
So I'd like you to become aware of why you're standing there.
I'm not sure.
Okay. So this market, is it far away from you?
No, I feel like I'm standing in the middle of it.
Okay. So describe to me a little bit more what you're seeing.
I see people. I don't know if I feel like I'm being sold somewhere. Like a bidding.
Okay. Tell me what you're experiencing.
Confusion. Like I shouldn't be here.
What are you seeing around yourself?
A crowd of people staring at me. It's not a stage, but it feels like a platform. There's a guy standing next to me. I can't hear what he's saying, but he's saying something to the crowd.
So you're going to imagine that you have a volume dial under your right hand. And you're going to turn the dial to the right. And then it will turn up the volume and you'll be able to hear things that are being said. And let me know what you're hearing.
young, beautiful something. I'm not really sure if I understand what he's saying.
And what are the people that are standing around doing?
Offering money.
Do you hear what they're offering?
No, I don't think I'm from this area.
Even though you may not understand the language, you will begin to get a clear sense of the information that is being exchanged, as though there's a universal translator that will convert those words into thoughts that you understand.
I think it sounds like a slave. It's like a sex slave, like a servant.
Okay. And so move forward to the time that this process concludes. What happens?
I'm in the back of like this thing that kind of looks like a wagon. My chest hurts a lot. I'm still confused. I can see that we're leaving the market.
What happened to your chest?
I think I'm having an anxiety attack.
I see. So we're going to leave that for a moment. When I count to 3, I'd like you to move back in time and see yourself in front of a place where you lived before you got entangled in this situation. 1, 2, and 3. Tell me what you're seeing.
This place, it's a lot of vegetation. It's green. There's like maybe a lake or a river. It's a body of water, but it's not an ocean. There's like a hut. There's a lot of like tree bark, dried skin around it.
Mm-hmm. Is it one level or several levels?
It's one.
Okay. And how big is it?
It's fairly small.
Why don't you go ahead and enter it and tell me what you see inside.
There's these bowls that I think are made out of clay. There's this pit that's used for cooking and heating in the middle. There's a woman standing in there. I'm pretty sure that's my mom.
What is she doing?
She is making something flat.
So who lives in this hut?
I see my mother. I think I have younger siblings, 2 brothers. They're running. They're kind of annoying. I think I had a father, but I think he was killed somehow in battle. Some type of war. I just know that it's just us.
So when you come in, how does your mom react to you?
She doesn't.
Do you know what your name is?
Hardship? Something like that.
Okay. And so when I count to 3, I'd like you to see yourself having a meal. 1, 2, and 3. And just describe to me what you're seeing.
Looks like it's flat, like a pita. That's all that's there. We are sitting on the floor, cross-legged, eating with our hands.
Are you putting anything on that bread?
No, because I don't like putting anything on it.
Is there anything else you're eating other than the bread?
No.
Is this a normal meal for you?
I wish I could have more. I wish I could see outside of our village.
Why is that?
Because it's so small, and I know there's more out there.
How do you sustain yourselves?
My mom, she makes things, and I help her. Like, I think it's a basket.
And what does she do with those baskets?
She uses them to pick these things that we need for our village. They're green. That's what I know. She makes the baskets for the, I guess you would call them gatherers.
And they use them to pick those green vegetables?
Yes, and we do it together. We pick as well.
Okay. And what do you use those green vegetables for?
I see something being boiled. I think it's like a medicine. Like if you boil it down, it can help with pain.
And do you only use it in the village?
Yeah. And I don't think I'm 100% sure about this, but people come to her for healings, but she never talks to me about that.
Do you want to know about that?
Not really.
Okay. So let's move forward to the moment when you decide what your next step in life would be. Do you decide to leave?
I do.
Okay. Do you tell your mom?
No.
Why not?
She wouldn't understand.
So what do you do?
I leave early, right before the sun rises. I'm carrying something with me. I know the leaves. I have a couple of those, like that flat bread for food.
Does anybody in your family or in the village know that you're leaving?
My youngest brother wakes up before I leave, but I told him to go back to sleep. But I think he knows.
And do you leave any kind of communication to let your mom know?
No.
And are you okay with that she won't know where you are?
Yes.
How do you think she will react?
I don't think she would care.
So move forward to the moment when you arrive to your destination or to the next step on your journey. 1, 2, and 3. What happens?
I am by some water, maybe like a lake or a pond. I didn't carry any water because there's water everywhere, so I wasn't worried about that. I'm cupping my hand to drink the water. Some people that I don't recognize that are wearing things that I don't recognize. I've never seen anybody wear that before. Approach me.
So let's just freeze that for a moment. What I'd like you to do is just look into that surface of the pond and see your reflection. Describe to me what you see.
I have black hair. It's long. There's a braid. My eyebrows are pretty dominant. My nose is small. My chin is small. My eyes are kind of slanted, but my skin is dark. There's like a reddish tint to it. I'm not African, though. I'm not wearing anything like them, for sure. Compared to them, I'm pretty exposed.
So now you can turn around and look at them. Describe what they look like.
They're wearing robes, maybe lighter skin, but still brown. They are wearing these weird hats. It's weird. It's a weird hat, but it matches their robe.
Can you describe the hat?
Looks like a squirrel.
So it has fur?
No, it's the same texture as their robes. They're wearing shoes, like sandals, but I'm not wearing anything. I don't have on any shoes.
How long have you been traveling since you left your village?
2 weeks.
And have you found any towns or any villages along the way?
Yes.
And why didn't you stop there?
I knew that's not where I was going.
Do you have a plan for where you're going?
No, I just know once I get there, that's where I'm supposed to be.
How could you know that?
I would be able to feel it.
Is that how you usually get information? You feel it?
Yes.
And so allow the time now to move and describe to me what happens next as they approach you.
They're smiling, friendly.
How many of them are there?
2. I don't really understand what they're saying, but they are offering food. It looks like a fruit, but I'm not sure what. I just know it's food, so I take it. And then they are kind of guiding me along with them. I have no clue where I'm supposed to be going, but if there's more food, then I'm going to go.
Do you walk with them or do they have some sort of transportation?
We're walking. It's a long walk.
And do they keep talking among themselves?
Mm-hmm.
So let's turn that universal translator on and turn up the volume. And as you hear them talking, you'll be able to start understanding what they're discussing.
They say she's beautiful and would make us a lot of money.
And where are they heading?
Cairo is coming. I guess there.
And do you know if they are from Cairo?
Yes.
Okay. So how long does it take you to walk to your destination?
2-3 days.
And do they continue to give you food?
Yes.
Okay. And so now see yourself arriving to Cairo or to wherever your destination is.
Mm-hmm.
And is that where you see the market?
Yes.
So does anything else happen between that moment and the moment that you're in the wagon?
I am being washed fairly hard, and they put me in this dress-looking thing to match what others are wearing there. They kind of doll me up with jewelry to make me more appealing.
So is that where they put the bracelets on you?
Mm-hmm. And it's heavy. It's like really heavy.
The bracelets are?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And who washed you?
This woman, her face was just really sad. She didn't say anything.
And so just allow yourself now to go back to that moment where we left off, where you're in the back of the wagon and your chest hurts. And so tell me what happens from that point on.
So it's a long way. I'm really tired. And it's dark. This place looks like it's huge. I've never seen anything so big. Maybe like somebody important lives here.
What does it look like?
It's made out of stone, and there's like gravel. There's a long road that leads to it, like a long driveway. And there's fire sticks that kind of light the path, like torches. There's like a stone wall that holds the torches. I see a pyramid, but that's not where we're going. This is a home.
So take me from the moment that the wagon stops, and then does somebody take you out of it?
Yes.
Is it the person who drove the wagon?
Yes.
Can you describe that person?
It's kind of dark, but he has not the same robes that they were. His is different. It's actually very attractive. Bald. And he leads me inside the door. No physical door, but there's a doorway that I'm supposed to be meeting someone. I think he purchased me for someone else. I walk into this room. There's a man sitting there. The guy bows and turns around and leaves.
Can you describe that man to me?
His face is very chiseled. His cheeks are very defined. His eyes are very familiar. He has like this weird beard. It's like pointy.
In what way are his eyes familiar?
Like I've seen him before. He stands up, then says something, and a group of women come and take me to another place, getting bathed again. I still have like an anklet on, but my clothes are different. My hair is different.
What does your hair look like now?
It kind of looks like a wig, like a short bob thing.
Did they cut it?
They did. It's ugly. There's smaller braids in my hair, like really small braids.
Do other women have the same type of hair?
Yes.
And what are you wearing?
It's shorter. It's pretty. It's gold. I know I have like a shoe, but I choose not to wear them. They're hard to walk in, so the dress comes up to my knees. There's no sleeves. There's some sort of belt. The bracelets are gone.
Is there anybody there who speaks your language?
There's one girl, but she won't talk to me.
Why not?
Looks like she's afraid to.
So what happens to you once you've been bathed and dressed?
I'm just waiting. I'm not sure what I'm waiting for.
And how long does that take?
Seems like forever.
Is it hours or days?
Hours. And then the same guy that brought me in brings me back to this lady. Maybe it's his wife. The guy that I met's wife, maybe. I don't know what she is saying, but she doesn't look pleased. I don't know why.
So allow that universal translator to be turned on, and you will begin to understand what she's saying.
She's not saying anything, but there may be like some sort of jealousy. She's not saying it. I can see it.
Okay. Who is she to the man?
That's his wife.
Does he only have one wife?
No, but that's the top head wife.
Mm-hmm. How many women does he have?
5.
Are you going to be number 6?
Yeah. I'm serving something right now, though, to her because she's the top wife, I guess. It's like a plate of food.
Mm-hmm.
She's kind of a bitch. She smacks the plate out of my hand because she wants something else.
And what do you do?
I'm pissed.
Do you show her that you're pissed?
No. I want to. I want to kill her, actually.
What do you do?
I pick the food up and I'm walking back and I run into the guard again. He's nice. Yeah, he helps me get something that he knows that she likes. I think he may be involved with her, actually, secretly. I bring her what she needs and she shoos me away.
So, on the count of 3, let's move forward to the next significant moment. 1, 2, and 3. Tell me what's happening.
She's dead.
What happened?
She was poisoned.
By whom?
Me.
How did you do it?
I guess I was kind of listening to my mom when she was talking about the different plants and what they do. I used some fruit that she was eating and I placed the serum on the fruit. It actually makes that person's throat close up. So it looked like she just choked on it.
At that point, how long have you been in that house?
2 years.
And why did you choose to kill her?
She was just all around terrible person. She treated everyone poorly and she didn't deserve to rule next to him.
So what is the reaction of the other wives?
Relief.
Do they suspect that it's you?
No. No one does.
What is the reaction of her husband?
He has other wives, so he doesn't react. He's very emotionless.
I see. So tell me more about him. What is his position? Who is he? What have you learned about him?
He's a pharaoh or something. High. Is gracious but strong. I felt like she was stopping him from being greater than what he already is. She should have counseled him better, provided better recommendations.
Do you plan to replace her?
I do.
So tell me about your experience over the past 2 years. What has it been like?
Under her, it was just so unbearable. She was the worst. But he wasn't like that at all. She kind of let that power and greed get to her head, and he had the better interests of the people and of his kingdom.
What was your relationship with him like?
Loving.
So did he have emotions when he was with you?
Yes. It was the only time I ever saw emotions with him. It was when we were together.
How much time were you able to be together, being that there were 6 wives?
Not a lot. I hardly ever saw him, really.
Was there some sort of a structure to the marriage where he spent like a day with each wife, or it was just whenever he felt like?
There was a structure, but he never really followed it. He was really consumed with the business of the nation. But I felt like when he did have free time, he chose to spend it with me.
How did the others feel about it?
Jealous. Could be why the wife was just terrible towards me, but, well, towards everyone, but especially me.
What are your ambitions in this relationship?
I plan to rule beside him and to expand his kingdom and to bring wealth, gold, trade into the city.
So you have learned the language now?
Yes.
How much do you know about this kingdom? Do you know enough to rule?
Yes, I do.
Have you been learning about it?
Yes.
From whom?
From him.
So once she dies, what happens next?
She is buried in like a small pyramid, and I get promoted.
What do you become now?
I don't know if there's a name for it, but I guess head wife.
How does the promotion work? Does he announce it?
He announces it, but everybody knows who's always going to be next. I don't know how they know. I haven't quite figured that out yet, but everyone knows.
And how does that change things for you?
I have my own room, my own space, more gold and jewelry and just things that I can't imagine, but also I can help him make decisions that are right for the country.
So can you give me an example of a decision that you make together?
It was making a deal to import some sort of goods. What is it? Goods from a neighboring country. And that brought additional wealth within our country.
And in what way did you help him with that?
He listened to me. I didn't have to do much.
Does he respect your opinion then?
He does.
How much older is he than you?
15, 20 years.
And how do you feel about him? Do you have any feelings for him?
I do.
Do you genuinely care for him?
I do.
And how do you treat the other wives?
Like friends. I don't want them to serve me or do any of that for that matter.
So do things change then between all of you?
They do. It's okay. I mean, And I already know, like, some of them are sleeping with the guard, but that's not my business to tell.
So on the count of 3, I'd like you to move to the next significant event in that life. 1, 2, 3. Tell me what's happening.
My chest is hurting again, like it did when I got there the first time. I think he's not doing too well. I think he's dying. And there's nothing I can do about that.
How old are you at this point?
Late 30s.
So you've been there for about 20 years.
Mm-hmm.
And do you know what's wrong with him?
I don't think anybody knows. The word plague is coming to my mind, but I don't know what it is.
Is there anything you do to help him?
I'm trying to figure it out, but I wouldn't even know how to get back home. And I think those plants, reside in wherever I came from.
Is that what you need to help him?
That's what I think I need to help him.
What do you do?
Nothing. I just sit and wait.
And then what happens?
He dies.
And how do you feel?
Empty.
Did you have a strong connection until the end?
Yes.
Did he get any more wives after you?
No.
And you remained the head wife?
Yes.
Do you have any children?
Son?
How old is your son?
He's young. Too young. We had other children, but I think they didn't make it.
And is your son meant to take over his father's job?
Yes.
But he's too young for that yet.
Mm-hmm.
How old is he now?
5.
So what's going to happen now?
I become Pharaoh.
And how do you feel about that?
It's scary, but I know how to do it. I did it. All of those decisions that were made, everything that happened was because of me, so I know I can do it.
And what about the other wives?
I don't see them.
Do they have children?
I see another boy running around, but he's younger. It's not mine.
So they are not contending for the position?
No.
Okay. On the count of 3, let's move to the next significant event in that life. 1, 2, and 3. What's happening?
My son is 16-ish, 15. He's older now. He's just been next to me this entire time. So he sees how I talk to people, how I make decisions.
Is he meant to take over when he's of age, or will you stay in charge?
He is meant to take over when he's of age.
And what is the right age?
15? 16? I just know he's of age now.
So you've been grooming him for this?
Mm-hmm. He's ready.
So tell me about how that transfer of power happens.
There's a ceremony. It's very glamorous. There's people everywhere. It's a great celebration. He gets his own everything. His own crown, kind of, but not. It's not a crown, but his own thing, like he should. His own group of servants. He gets everything. I'm so proud, and I can tell he's ready.
And what is your role from then on?
I am there if he has questions, if he needs advice, but I let him rule his way. He is very capable of doing it. I don't need to necessarily be there.
Do you stay there?
I do.
And does he call on you, or does he come to you for help?
Sometimes, but I tell him he knows what he needs to do, and he just has to trust himself. He's his father's son, and he's also part me, and you got two of the best parts you can ever get. You know what to do, so you just have to do it.
And so how do you spend your time?
I walk a lot. I walk past the pyramid where he was buried. I make sure that my husband's legacy was never disrupted. Even if I ruled for those 10, 15 years, no one would know it's his legacy. And then it moved on to my son.
Does your son find a wife?
I don't think I get to see that.
Okay. So on the count of 3, you're going to move to the last day of that life. 1, 2, and 3. Tell me what's happening.
I'm somewhere and it's hot. My chest is hurting again. I'm walking in our home. I'm holding on to a wall and my chest, and I remember dropping to my knees. That's it. That's all I see.
Is it because of your chest?
Yeah.
Is there anybody around you?
No one's around.
And is this the moment that you pass?
Yes.
So just allow your spirit to gently lift out of your body. I want you to look back down at the body and the life that you just left behind. And tell me what you're thinking or feeling about that.
I just hope that my son isn't the one that finds me.
He finds your body.
Mm-hmm.
What's his reaction?
Always heartbroken, sad. He wasn't like his father. He's very emotional, but more in tune with his emotions, which made him a great ruler.
And how do you feel about leaving him?
No, I was ready. I'm sad for him, but he'll be okay.
So I want you to look back at this life from the higher perspective. And I want you to tell me what the purpose was for you in this life. What did you want to experience?
Power.
And do you feel that you had a successful experience with that?
Yes.
Is there anything you feel is unfinished?
I don't see, no. There's nothing left undone here.
Okay, good. So as you continue to go higher and higher, there may be some beings that are there to greet you and to welcome you back home. Tell me if you're seeing anybody welcoming you back.
My mother.
No.
He's there. My husband. The children that I lost. They're there.
So tell me about that experience. You haven't seen your mother since you left, right?
Right. It's weird. Like, she never felt anything when we were alive. Now I feel so much love and regret from her.
And do you begin to understand now what her role in your life was?
I think her being so cold is the reason why I left, and if I didn't leave, I wouldn't have lived the life that I lived.
Right. And so are you able to let go of any pain or resentment that you had towards her?
Yeah.
And what about the soul of your husband?
He's there, and I feel like I haven't seen him in so long.
Just allow yourself to connect with him and embrace. Does he communicate anything to you?
He said that I did great. He's proud. He's happy to see me.
Do you have a sense that your connection with each other will continue?
Yes.
And is he in your life right now?
I think so.
Do you recognize who he is?
Yes.
Okay. What about the children that you lost? What is that meeting like?
It's exciting.
Do you understand the reason why they may have come in for just a short time?
It just wasn't the right time for them.
Okay. And are they part of your soul family as well?
Yes.
So I'd like you to begin to let them go, knowing that they will always be there for you, allowing all the scenes from that life to drift away. Now I want all of the consciousness and personality of Denise to once again return to the body and fully integrate back into the body. I would like to speak to Denise's higher consciousness. May I ask you some questions, please?
Yes.
So I know that higher consciousness could have brought forth many different lifetimes to see today. You chose to bring forward the life of a pharaoh's wife. Why did you pick that particular lifetime?
She wasn't afraid to leave her environment, seeking more for her life.
Is that important to her in this lifetime?
Yes.
Is that what she should be doing now?
Yes.
Is there any other lesson from that lifetime, any skills or strengths that she developed in this lifetime that are beneficial to her in this one?
She's a natural leader. She has to understand that. And there will be bumps in the road to get to your destination, but in the end, it will be great. You will be great.
A part of her remembers this, and a part of her feels that natural leadership within her. But then there is another part of her that is afraid to be assertive and afraid to speak her truth. Can you help her understand where that comes from?
When you left, you were unsure, and that led you to a place of uncertainty. That chest pain that you felt was limiting you from moving on in your other lives.
This uncertainty or almost fear to speak her truth, did it originate in this life that you just visited, or were there other lives where it developed?
There were other lives where it developed further, but this was a start.
can you take her quickly to another life where it strengthened so we can release it today?
Yes.
Tell me about another experience that you had.
The dream, Somalia, your husband stifled your voice. I think my consciousness is blocking this for some reason.
It's all right. So I'm going to count from 5 down to 0. Just allow yourself to field of energy into this float and let so that on the count of 0, so inside that state. 4, 3, 1, letting go completely. And so if there is any information that is beneficial from that dream about Somalia, I'm asking higher consciousness to guide her and to bring that information to her in a clearer way.
My husband was abusive. He hit me whenever I questioned him about anything. He didn't believe anything that I said. The moment where I told him something was wrong with our kids was the only time he ever trusted anything that I said, and it was already too late. They were all dead.
And so what did you take from that life that is affecting you in the current life?
Speaking up, telling my truth, telling my feelings resulted in pain.
So I want to speak directly to the higher consciousness now. And I want to ask if it's okay now to begin to release those beliefs that were formed at that time. If you can help us release those limiting beliefs so that her chest can breathe easily and she can have her voice and she can stand up for herself. Is this the right time for her to move past those beliefs?
She has to want to.
So I'm going to ask the personality in this lifetime, are you ready to let go?
Yes.
Okay. So what I'm going to do is touch the center of your chest. And as I touch it, just imagine your heart opening like a flower, like a beautiful vortex of energy. And it's almost like the opposite of that chest pain. It loosens, opens. There's oxygen that comes in through it. And the more that the center of your chest opens, the more you begin to let go of that pain, of those beliefs, those limitations that were imposed on you in those life experiences. Those beliefs that limited your voice, that limited your ability to be yourself, to speak. And imagine those just venting out into space, just floating out of you. And as they float away into space, I want you to bring in a beautiful beam of white golden light and fill all of those empty spaces with that golden white light so that you can begin to feel as though you're shining from within. And continue to vent out until you feel that every particle has been removed and cleared out, and that space has been filled with white golden light. And let me know when that's done.
It's done.
Good. I want to speak with the higher self again. I want you to kind of scan the body and her soul, and I want you to tell me if she has made enough of a shift so that she can begin to feel a difference in how she expresses herself in this life.
Not yet. She's close, but not yet.
Can you help her continue to vent and clear and fill the cleared space with light in the coming hours, days, and weeks?
Yes.
Okay, please do that. So Denise has a couple of questions to ask you. So the first one is, what is her purpose for this life? What did she want to experience this time?
Freedom. Freedom of her mind, to trust herself.
Mm-hmm. This shift that we're creating now, is it going to help her to achieve that goal?
Yes.
Okay. So she wants to know if she's on the right career path because she's not really feeling very fulfilled in her current job.
She's a natural teacher. This job isn't fulfilling her, but it's necessary for where she's going.
And where is that?
She has to be patient.
Okay. Now she's wondering if where she lives right now is the right place for her. Do you have any guidance?
She can move, but what's in store will happen wherever she is.
Okay. So is it important to move, or it's entirely up to her?
It's up to her.
Okay. She's in the process of some dramatic changes in her life. And she wants to know if the divorce that she's heading towards is the right step.
It is.
And how does it fit into her journey?
She had to let this one go. This is from another connection that was unfinished. She needed to learn to let go. And this is what she needs to let go.
And so is that connection completed?
It will be.
The people that are in her life right now, were any of them in the previous lives that you brought to her attention, the one in Egypt and the one in Somalia?
Yes.
Can you tell her who they are?
Those eyes that you remember in Egypt were the eyes of my Somalia was someone that you know, but is no longer in your life currently.
So the relationship with her current husband, the purpose of that was to help her learn to walk away from things that are not serving her?
Yes. He was a connection from a previous life that was unfinished, and she had to finish it.
Was there any other lesson other than just walking away?
He didn't necessarily play a role in her life, but she plays a role in his. She's supposed to guide him to his purpose, but she's not supposed to go along in the journey.
And is she succeeding at that?
Yes.
So there's another person in her current life, her friend. Is there a karmic connection there? What brought them together? And what is she finding in that relationship that she feels uncertain about?
She betrayed her in a past life. They were sisters. Sorry, can we pause?
Sure.
My head is killing me. It's like the back of my head hurts a lot. It literally feels like somebody hit me on the back of my head.
Did it just start now?
Mm-hmm.
You can lift up a little bit if that makes it more comfortable.
Like, it literally feels like somebody hit me over the head with something.
Alright, so let's just try to just bring your attention to the top of your head. The count of 5 to send a shower stream over your head. Pulls it, relaxes. 4, that stream flows through your chest. 3, that relaxing stream flows through your stomach. 2, the stream flows through your abdomen. 1, the stream flows all through your legs, just down to your feet. Into the pain begins to and get farther and further of it. It will not disturb you. And just allow your higher consciousness now to come forward once again. May I continue to ask you questions?
Yes.
So please help to understand that pain in her head. Was that connected to a past experience?
Yes. A portrayal of jealousy between sisters.
Her sister was jealous of her.
Yes.
And what did she do?
They were arguing over juvenile things that sisters will do. She turned around and was hit over the head.
And what happened?
It caused severe swelling. She survived, but she was never the same again.
So the spot where she just got a really strong headache in the back of her head, is that where she was hit?
Yes.
So now that she understands it, she doesn't need to hold on to it, does she?
No.
Okay. The friend that she has in this life, is there a reason why they reconnected? Is it related to that past experience?
Yes.
So what is their goal in this life?
Healing.
Is it time for her to release those memories, that pain, and perhaps to forgive?
Yes.
Is she able to do that?
She has to want to.
Does she want to?
Yes.
Okay. So let's set the intention. And I want you to bring your attention to the back of your head where you had that pain. And I want you to imagine that just like by magic, there is a reversal of that experience. It's like a movie played backwards, so that trauma to her head is reversed and she sees the wound mending, the bones fusing back together, the tissue repairing itself, until there is no trace of the trauma or of the damage. And in fact, the pain is gone. And along with that reversal of the trauma, from that very spot on her head, she begins to vent the pain, the memory of the experience. And as she vents the pain, the memory of the experience begins to sink as though to the bottom of the ocean. The event will remain in her past, but she no longer needs to be reminded of it. She no longer needs to be traumatized by it. She no longer needs to feel that uncertainty about her friend, because this is time for healing now. Is she able to do all of that?
Yes.
Does she feel a release from those feelings and emotions and the physical sensations?
Yes.
Wonderful. Thank you. So there is another recurring dream that has where she works for the government. She's in a government building and there is some fighting that starts and a guard is shot. And she runs into a bathroom and tries to get out from there. Can you tell her what is the significance of that dream?
This is symbolic.
What does it represent?
Her consciousness constantly fighting in turmoil and uncertainty. She runs from things when it gets hard.
So what is your message to her?
Find a different route.
Are the things that we're doing today going to help her change the way that she deals with those difficulties?
Yes.
Is there anything else, any other tool you want to give her?
Be definite in your decisions. And once they are made, don't question them.
So I want you to help her connect with herself in Cairo when she was in that leadership position. And she had that strength of decision making and that strength of vision. And yet she had the kindness and compassion when dealing with those around herself. She didn't have the need to dominate them. So I want you to help her tap into those memories, bring those to the surface, and help her take those with her into her current consciousness, so that when she faces difficulties in this life, she can connect with her experience in Cairo and pull on those strengths. Are you doing that?
Yes.
Thank you. So she had a question about finding confidence and assertiveness. So I'm wondering if that will help her to just tap into her personality from that life.
It will.
So she has a question about her dog, Star. Star seems to be communicating to her at times, just staring at her. So I'm wondering if we can reach out to Star right now, ask her consciousness to come forward now and speak to you directly so we can ask her questions.
Yes.
Is she here?
Yes.
So Star wants to know if you're trying to communicate her and send her a message, can you tell her what that message is?
Everything will be okay. I'm here for your transition.
So you're aware that is going through some difficult times?
Yes.
What are you doing to help her through that?
I provide unconditional love.
Is there any other message that you're trying to send her, or just that you understand and you're there for her?
I understand and I'm there for her. I will always be there for her.
Is there anything that you can do for you that would make your life better?
Change my food.
To what?
Something not dog food.
What kind of food would you prefer?
Human food. No dog food.
Okay. Very good. Anything else you want to tell her?
No.
All right. Well, thank you. We're going to let you go. We appreciate you coming forward. So before we wrap up, I'd like you, the higher consciousness, to scan her entire body all the way to the bottom of her feet. And tell me if there is anything that needs attention or anything that's out of balance.
Her throat.
Okay. What about it?
There's a block there.
Can you work on it right now to clear it?
This will take time, but yes.
So I wonder if you can give her an image of this block beginning to fizz like champagne bubbles or like soda bottle that you shake. And that block begins to break up into little tiny particles and just fizz away. And I'm not sure if there's anything else that you can do. Just let me know. Tell me how well that is working.
It's working well.
Is the block breaking up?
Yes.
Okay. So as it continues to do that, go ahead with your scan.
Her root.
The root chakra.
Yes.
And what's going on there?
This comes from a place of uncertainty. It needs to be cleared.
So I wonder if you can send there an image of something that is solid and stable, like an oak tree, because oak tree feels quite stable and grounded. Just place an image of that can communicate that to the root chakra. Can that help her heal?
Yes.
Good. How's the throat doing?
It's almost there.
Okay, just continue working on that. And the root chakra, can you continue working on that with her?
Yes.
Okay, so go ahead with the rest of the scan.
That's it.
Very good. So let me check back in with the throat.
Yes.
Is it fully cleared?
No, but that will take time.
What's the percentage of the work done?
80.
Good. So can I also ask that you send healing light and fill all of the space that has been cleared from that block so that the energy flows freer and freer. And the same thing in the root chakra. As the energy moves around in a healthier, more stable way, there's a feeling of grounding, stability, and safety that grows within her. And there's a white golden light that flows through that center, healing it and empowering it and blessing it. So I thank you for this scan, and I want to give you one last opportunity to send a message directly to Denise. If there's anything that you want to tell her, please go ahead now.
Be patient. Your time will come.
Thank you. So now I'm going to ask the higher consciousness to recede to where it belongs with much love and thanks for the help and information that it has given today. Welcome back. I hope you enjoyed the session. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And if you click on the bell, you will be notified of any of my future postings. Thank you. Bye.